Hi, Mark, and
Brian here, Fitness4Life Physical Therapy.
and a quote for you. George Harrison said, "If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there." So what we want to do today is know where we're going with this and take you down a good road. Okay. And that road's going to take us to the butt. Okay. Here's why that's so important. The glute muscles, the biggest muscles in the body, they have a lot of range of motion, and it's basically command central, if you will. It's the center of everything because from the ground up, everything goes through the butt, through those glute muscles. From the top down, everything goes through there. And so as the motion and strength in that area goes, the rest of the body kind of follows suit. So if your butt's working good, if you've got the motion, if you've got the strength, then a lot of other things in the body will work better also. Any athlete knows that's the power source. Anybody, and if you look at the power athletes, not the marathoners, but the power athletes, they all have well-defined butts because that's the muscle that gets them there. So I'm going to teach you a new word today, and that word of the day is called flatten. Okay. Flexion, the FL, adduction, the AD, and internal rotation. What that means is flexion. And we're talking hip, pelvis now. So that we're talking the upper leg and the pelvis. So right here where Brian's demonstrating that the upper leg and the pelvis. So flexion is bending forward. Okay. Adduction is when this upper leg comes inward. Okay. And then internal rotation is when the hip is rotated. Okay. Those three motions are at the heart of very many functional activities. A demonstration, you have to load the muscles of the butt in all those directions, in the bending forward direction, in the leg coming inward direction, and in the rotating direction. Because when you load them in those three directions, the butt muscles get turned on. So I'm going to try a little demonstration here. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to use this rubber band. So if you look at the pelvis here, and then this is the upper leg, the big muscle in the back, the big glute attaches back here. Then you've got two glute muscles on the side that attach here. And what I want to show you is that when we bend forward a little bit, then the pelvis and the upper leg come together. That puts a stretch that lengthens the muscles in the back. When the leg comes in, that lengthens the muscles from the side. And when the leg rotates inward, that again lengthening those muscles. When those muscles are lengthened, they're turned on and they're ready to go. Good example, if you want to jump up in the air, the first thing you do is you drop down to jump up. That's putting a load on the muscles, lengthening them so that you can create the force to move. Where these come into play functionally, if you play pickleball, as you come back to do a forehand, as you come back here, you're bending, your your leg is coming inward and your leg is rotating. That loads it so that you can explode out of that. Backhand, same way. Those muscles are loaded. Pitching, you're coming back, and as you throw, you're loading those muscles so that you can generate that force. Okay. Soccer, you come here, you step to come here and then to kick the ball. And there's many other examples of how those muscles get turned on. And so consequently, you want to train them. The example that nobody usually thinks about is walking. As soon as you take a step forward, your hip flexes a little bit, turning on, so it's lengthening the back of the muscle. Your hip comes to the side a little bit as the other leg lowers. Legs coming to the inside, and your pelvis is coming through with your arm, and that's lengthening it this way. So Every step you take, you're loading that muscle back there so then that you can follow through again as you walk. Very important muscle group. Like I say, I call it command central. You want to strengthen it. So in our next videos, we're going to show you how do you train that. If you have further questions, contact Brian at fitness4lifept.com.